Yellow tubes. I just wanted to make this quick video about this homemade air compressor that I built. This thing was just slammed together, and this is just a prototype, so to see how it works. Okay. Well, it's got a Chinese engine, a 2.5 horse, driven by a 4-inch pulley up to the 8 or 9-inch pulley, via a V-belt. The motor's only got 2 bolts in it, so it's just kind of flopping there. And then the pump has this pulley. I didn't have a pulley big enough with the right size bore, so what I did was I had a pulley off a snowblower, and then I just welded a shaft collar to it, just to see how it works. I'm not going to go and spend a whole bunch of money on something. This has costed me nothing so far. This stuff I had. And the engine is a Breeden Stratton model 12, so 12 cubic inches. And it was a lawnmower engine, which I've converted to run, well, kind of like horizontally, but it's kind of like, it sits so it'd be like opposed. Don't know what you would call it. The crankshaft runs horizontally, and the piston, well, the piston runs horizontally. So what I've done to make this work is I've made a new cylinder head and then welded a bushing onto it so I could screw this check valve in. This is still in the process, so I gotta figure out how to keep this cooler, because this check valve is just like retarded hot. You can see the steam coming on, but I gotta weld some cooling fins on here. Originally I had it so it was going out I just pushed the exhaust valve open, and then I had an adapter that went to the exhaust valve. Well, that didn't work too well. So what I did was I made this head up, and this is kind of like a knocker head. So far I've pulled the cam, the lifters, the governor, and some other crap out of the bottom of the engine, and I put this head on so there's no lifters pushing the valves open. So there's about, there's very little space in between the head and the valve. So what I did is just took the valve cullet off, so the valve cullet's just out of the way, so the valve floats freely. That's why when I start it up, you can hear it knock, knock, knock. It's the valve hitting off the cylinder head. I should put a light spring in there, but this is still in the process. So this is a check valve, 1/2-inch NPT, stainless steel. You got to be really careful with this stuff, because if you do something wrong, and then it builds pressure a lot faster than you'd expect, the next thing you know, you've got a bomb on your hands. This tank it's solid, but there's spots that are pretty rough. So there's no like holes or anything, it's just surface rough. So I gotta clean it up and get it sandblasted and repainted. So this is a pressure relief valve, which this is out of a tractor trailer. I don't know what this tank's supposed to run at for pressure, but I have no clue what it's supposed to run actually. So I'm not gonna put much air in it. I got it up to about 80 psi, and I didn't want to go any further. Anyways, the pump didn't want to put it in anymore, so things happen for a reason, as the saying is. But this is a pressure relief valve, which I found out it already works. Here's another pressure relief valve. Here's like a valve to let air out. There's the pressure gauge. There's the drain. When I'm done, this engine will be mounted. That engine and unit will be mounted on top of this, and I'll have a wheelbarrow front wheel on the handles. But for now, also the breezer's on the top, so it doesn't spit oil out the oil tube. I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the bottom of the block to be able to change the oil. So that kind of sucks, but what do you do? So I guess we'll start this thing up and show you how it works. This engine doesn't like to start too easy, so you have to just bear with me. Chinese crap. Got something Canadian. And I still have to hook up kill switch, but there you go, from 50 to 70 psi in however long that was. Like as I said, this lift here, well, the valve isn't fully closing properly, so once it fully closes properly, then it'll work a lot better. This is just on here to keep your fingers in. And I'll show you just from running that. It'll like boil off there. It gets really hot, so. And also the tank's got a leak. Like it goes 5 pounds down, so. Ow, fuck, that's hot. But yeah, you can hear the leak. So once I get this dialed in, it should be working pretty good. Well, thanks for watching. Remember, please rate, subscribe, and whatever the heck it is else. Okay, talk at you later.